EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today we're located in La Quinta, California, getting set to take on this very challenging course. It's the Stadium course at PGA West, designed by none other than the man behind TPC Sawgrass, Pete Dye. Diabolical, Frank. How would you describe the layout of the golf course?
I think diabolical is the first thing that would come to mind. This is how Pete Dye got his reputation, by building these type of golf courses. Matter of fact, in 1987, the players voted. They didn't want to keep coming back here. They thought it was too tough. But it has been used as a tour qualifying site. So if you think it's too tough for the regular pro, you imagine trying to qualify for your PGA Tour card and playing this is a tough test. I'm loving that balance.
Frank, what's the player facing now with this approach shot here at the first?
Well, Rich, that tee shot looked like a draw off the tee. The second shot, because of that bunker just short right of that green, suits the cut coming in here.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first. Getting set now over the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
So a tester from 4 feet. -1 in early going. He has this for par. That's a solid par putt. Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, I'm guessing as a player, this is the kind of shot you like. Early in the round, short par 4, nice look as you get set for the approach shot.
After a tough opening hole, Pete Dye gives you a chance here. Scoring club in hand, if you can get it to the right distance, even 15 feet right of this flag, very much a birdie chance. Safely on deck.
Settles in over the putt. In the hole, and that'll bring the score to 1 under. So 2 under early on. Now to the third hole, a par 4, 471 yards. Frank, break this hole down for us.
Well, the trouble appears down that left side with the series of bunkers, but you've got to take into account the trees that are well positioned down the right side. Plus, as you can see, this fairway is not exactly flat. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart. Pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. You'd like that one again.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And getting ready for the putt. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
1 under early in the round. Frank, this is our first par 3 of the day. The fourth, about 192 yards.
And it's called sandpit. So if you're not on the green, chances are you're getting that lob wedge or sand wedge out. Green is 36 yards deep. Got a nice little sort of hump and hollow roll to it. Mini roller coaster.
Good swing, good shot yet again. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
From 200 yards away. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
From about 8 feet. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Frank, this looks like a fun hole. The first par 5 of the day, 535-yard fifth.
Yeah, as long as you've got something that doesn't go left off the tee shot and doesn't go right off the second shot, you'll be fine.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
This has been a great performance so far, but Frank, a long ways to go. Do you ever worry about complacency?
Yeah, sometimes it just looks like it's too easy. At the moment, the putts are going in, the iron shots are going close enough. But some things, they don't happen by accident. He's got to still keep concentrating right now.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Second from an excellent lie. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
These putts keep the round together. Frank, you hate to miss it from that distance.
More than a setback there.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. Really moving in the right direction at 3 under. Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3 sixth. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
You're right. Giant putter heads, fat grips. What's happening with putter technology these days, Frank?
One of the things they've done is face balance. That means the putter face doesn't rotate around, especially when it's not hit perfectly. So a putter that doesn't move around as much means it's going to stay squarer. A putter that stays squarer means the ball's going to go on line more.
Down, little Sheba. Down! Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. 15 feet away. Frank, I thought that was in.
Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Now at 5 under for the round. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. Will you break down shots or break down a hole? How would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3. Oh, I like that.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Frank, how impressive has this round been considering the strong winds?
It's remarkable, Rich. You look at everybody else out there struggling. This has been a round to savor.
Settles in over the putt. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round.
continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a three-shotter. But if you can get it close to that crosswalk that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
Good contact, good result.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Second shot.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Booty Trot up next. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Takes care of business, 5 under par. For birdie.
drops for a birdie.
Finishing out the front nine with a pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side. So, Frank, we know that the players petitioned back in the 80s to move the PGA Tour event away from PGA West. It's coming back in 2016. But what did Pete Dye say about golf courses being fair or unfair?
Well, he said it actually, he tried to say it with a chuckle, but he always said that golf's not a fair game. So why build a golf course that's fair?
Do you agree with that?
I do now. I think everything has to align itself together. When you looked at the equipment that the players were using, wooden drivers and balls that spun around, they had trouble on windy days. And these golf courses, they really were brutal. But I think now that the ball goes further, the introduction of the metal-headed driver, the utility clubs, all of those things have made these golf courses really come back into favor again. Look at what Jason Day did in 2015 at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits on a Pete Dye golf course. That's how you have to play the game now. We have to embrace change.
How difficult is this golf course at PGA West? Well, it was ranked 8th on this year's Golf Digest, America's 20 toughest golf courses. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working. Oh, this is straight at it.
That's a really good line. Well, you can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, is this a definite green light, the approach at the par 4 10th?
Well, there's enough opportunities at PGA West for the long hitters. This is an opportunity for the really good iron players. This is where they have a chance to shine, because a good iron player will give himself a birdie putt here. A poor iron player here, all of a sudden they'll find trouble.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Locked in on the read and the speed.
No, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that.
Now 8 under on the day. Boy, this is a long par 5, the 11th at PGA West, 617 yards. What a tremendous display of power and precision. Second from an excellent lie. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie.
All right, Frank, time to play a little pitch and putt right now. Good chance with a good shot here to make a 4.
Yeah, holes like this is where small ball can beat big ball.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
So a tester from 4 feet. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. So just a formality here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9 on, are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank here at the par 4 12th, getting ready for this approach shot. Good chance for a 3.
There is. Notice the contours on the green. They sort of slope towards the back and down that left side. So you can actually use that in your favor with this approach.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie.
So yet another short iron shot into a par 4 here at the 12th.
He has this putt for birdie. Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. And getting ready for the putt. And in for birdie. Just a couple of feet. Nine under for the round.
Now at the par 3 13th, and Frank, in some ways, this is vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. His use of wooden bulkheads, plus the fact that he gives you that diminishing line. The further you go back into this green, you realize it's a larger carry. It just sort of reeks of something that's hit to the front mid-right of this green.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
And about 210 yards to the flagstick here on this par 3.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Ooh, so close. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Just 5 feet left. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. So a drop shot. Did the job right there. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options. You know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Always so nice, Frank, when that gleaming white golf ball is sitting up on those emerald fairways, the way this one is.
The game almost appears easy when one is playing their second shot from the middle of the fairway, and you quickly forget how difficult it can be. You look left or right, the game becomes much harder. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, what do you like here on this approach shot at 14?
Green is more triangular. It's wider at the front, narrows as you get towards the back of this green. If you're going to go at that back flag, you could perhaps bring something in there a little lower and sort of skip it up. Apart from that, just a nice, high, soft landing short iron.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Moving into this second shot here at hole number 14.
Getting set now over the putt. Continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. Clean this up with a tap. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been.
Par 4 15th, measuring in at 468 yards.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, what are you thinking on this second shot here at 15?
Well, if mentally you could take out all that bunker complex on the left, this second shot would look extremely straightforward. And that's really the way you've got to play it. You've got to act like those bunkers aren't there on that left side. And therefore you can go straight at this flag. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline. This looks like it's going to find the target.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Moves to -8. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Par 5 16th is a slight dogleg left at 600 yards.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Second from an excellent lie. Good lie in the fairway. Good chance to make something happen here. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, what an incredible shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Always like to get the double figures under par. 10 under already. Now to the signature par 3. It only plays 168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high and the wind can blow, and a lot can happen here. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Just a couple of feet.
Great, too.
Beautiful.
Second shot.
You like the sound of this. 11 under par for the round. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5 was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. You know, Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over.
Frank, one last critical approach shot here at 18.
Well, if we see someone left of this flag that's not in the water, they've pulled their second shot.
seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You are allowed to move that flag mentally 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
15 feet away. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. And in for birdie. For the par. 11 under on the day. Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo at the famous Old Course, the home of golf in St. Andrews. And Frank, so often, even the greats of the game, when they come here for the very first time, they scratch their heads. They say, I don't get it. Why all the commotion about the Old Course? And then they play it a few times and they begin to come around. What happens to people after they've played the Old Course a few times?
Well, it's going to sound like a cliche, but you fall in love with it. And I'm like everybody else. When I first played it, I didn't think it was special. Then when I played it the next time, the wind was different. The next time, and after all these years, every time you play it, it just appears a little different. But one thing you should do, take a local caddy. They'll point you into some interesting directions to try and navigate all those evil little pot bunkers.
I did take one of the local caddies, and I pulled one left into the junk. And like every other golfer, I turned to my caddy and I said, hey, Jimmy, is that okay? And he said, does that look okay? Hit another one? And I did. Good contact, good result. Ooh, the big bopper got a hold of one there. 325 yards. Hello there. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That was a solid strike and a good result. Frank, on the second shot here at this first hole, a player will get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the Old Course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing, to say the least.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. One under early in the round. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
This is about 125 yards. That might be a fat 8-iron for me.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green. It's at sneaky distance.
-2 early in the round. Getting set now over the putt. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. On the tee box here at the 3rd now. Frank, all these holes look relatively straightforward. Can a golfer get lured in a kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the Old Course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the 3rd hole, even shorter than the 2nd, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the 3rd and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. What a shot. I mean, almost in. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Good-looking shot right here. Clean this up with a tap. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there, and yeah, good thing too. He's actually putting well.
Has to feel good at 3 under par in the early going. At the 4th hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is 2 ways to play the 4th off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my art.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This has really been impressive. High level of golf today, putting on a clinic out there.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Second shot. Good look at the green. Good chance at one. That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. These putts keep the round together. Almost. Wow. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Did the job right there. Par fives, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this fifth hole par five measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of three bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the two bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. What makes the old course at St. Andrews so memorable is not just the round of golf, but it's the setting. It's the old town. It's people watching from the windows nearby. All of that makes it really a good experience. Second, from an excellent lie. This is a 28-footer. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. How about that? 4 under par. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
Frank, what has stood out for you watching this player into these wins?
A lot of smart decisions. Not trying to fight the win, using it, and really just a lot of good strikes, one after the other.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Strong wind here early in the round. And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selections being spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now. safely on deck.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Settles in over the putt. Man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Starting to put something special together. 6 under par. Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews. Here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot. You're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Trying to stay steady, make a par. No problem at all. Good putt, and stays at 4 under par. So a tester from 4 feet. continuing to play well. -7 now after that putt. Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the Old Course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat, it looks like it's easy, but once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Oh, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's birdie, and that's just another example of how everything seems to be clicking today, especially on the greens.
Yeah, good green reading too. You've got to take your hat off to that. The line has been perfect and the pace has matched it.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. And Frank, the Open Championship coming back to the home of golf this summer.
Yeah, and remember too, the last time it was here, Louis Oosthuizen at the 9th hole, he had no problem driving this par 4. So let's see if you can do the same. If you can carry that last bunker down there, there's every chance that your tee shot can run onto this very flat green.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Nice.
Looks good. Second shot. Good look at the green. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That will be a great look at birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
Has it for par. Stays at -5. Just a couple of feet. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9,
Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. These putts keep the round together. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Just 5 feet left. Now to double figures under par. That's a good place to be. 10 under. Down to the par 3 11th, and Frank, what's the key here?
Well, this green is slightly elevated. Huge false front, sort of left and right of that Strath bunker. And, of course, that bunker on the hill, or should I say that bunker on the left is called Hill. That's the famous bunker where Bobby Jones couldn't get out of it many years ago and actually ripped up his scorecard. So a good tee shot here, just find that right level where the flag is.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Getting set now over the putt. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
How
got 7 under par now. And he makes it for par. Frank, from this vantage point here at the 12th, you can see why the old course, St. Andrews, are so iconic in the sport.
Yeah, this is a fun hole as we start to sort of head back to the village of St. Andrews. Hole's called Heathery. There's a big crop of heather on the left, and there's 4 little pot bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway, so you've really got to be cognizant of those. But good time to take the head cover off if you're a long hitter, and then you've only got to worry about that one pot bunker just short of the green.
Good contact, good result. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. That is another laser right at the flagstick. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
This is a 9-footer. You have to make those from that distance. That hurts. Could use this one. This is for par. He'll take par and move on. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Seven under on the day. Moving on now to the par 4 13. Frank, what's the strategy here?
Once again, to avoid those pot bunkers, the first one is called nicks, and then the other two up ahead, once again, they're called the coffins. Somehow you've got to go right or left of those or beyond those. If you can go in the exact right position, which is slightly left center, you will actually have a full view of this green. Left or right of that, then it's a blind second shot. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good looking shot right here. That was a solid strike and a good result. We are about 170 yards from the hole. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through the putt.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Moves to -8. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310. What a great shot.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. That's an absolute beauty.
I'm thinking about 90 yards from here. This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Settles in over the putt. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. He's putting for par now. In for par. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. It brings in those little bunkers called robs, and they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy. Oh, that had some meat behind it.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. This one has a good line. Oh, hello there.
Huge bonus making that one.
Just 5 feet left. Has his par. And now another par for the 16th, Frank, and another hole where precision off the tee is going to be paramount.
Yeah, the norm of the tee is really to avoid a series of 3 bunkers called the Principal's Nose. I've never really figured out why they're called that, but it's not the place to be, that's for sure. Stay short of those is the safe line, and then a little pop bunker once again in the front left of the screen called the Wig. That's also to be avoided. Another difficult green. Looks a little simpler from the fairway, but miss your mark with the yardage and you'll pay a premium.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Setting up for an approach shot here.
Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons.
just playing great. 14 under already. Frank, the 17th hole, you can get room service along the way here?
You can. If you flare one right there, you'll also pay a penalty for out of bounds. And so that hamburger better taste good, better be worth it. A little left of that, a little left of the out of bounds, and you're left with a second shot. It's fairly daunting because you have the road hole bunker to avoid and the road behind the green. Hence the name.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. This, the second shot here at the par 4.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
No way! He holed it, Frank.
Great pitch up.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And he makes it for par. Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Always like to get to double figures under par. 10 under already. Clean this up with a tap. Has it. Good putt right there. Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
And consequently, a very solid round. Continuing with that kind of play can certainly put you in the winner's seat.